أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وجاء السحرة فرعون قالوا إن لنا لأجرا إن كنا نحن الغالبين قال نعم وإنكم لمن المقربين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that magicians of Fir'aun came and they said to Fir'aun that will we be paid if we will win against Musa alayhi salatu wassalam? Fir'aun replied, yes, and not that you will be only paid, you will become very close to me. You will become dearer of mine. Two ayats when Musa alayhi salatu wassalam showed miracle of his stick and of his hand, one turning into serpent and one becoming full of nur and light. So then they had consultation and it was decided that Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, na'uz billah, the leading figures from the assembly of Fir'aun, they said that Musa alayhi salatu wassalam is a very knowledgeable magician, sorcerer. So what we should do, we should gather all the magicians of our country, and that's how we should defeat Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, na'uz billah. So then they had sent someone to gather all the magicians. When magicians came, now look at their immediate attitudes. As soon as they came, first they demanded from Fir'aun that if we become victorious against Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, will we be paid? So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, Fir'aun said that certainly you will be paid. Not that you will be only paid, I will select you from my nearer one. So you will have even greater reward. To become close to king, it is bigger payment than any other payment. So when they asked that if we become victorious, we will be paid, Fir'aun said, yes, you will be paid. And not only you will be paid, you will become my close mates. You will become my dearer one, my nearer one. And then in coming ayat, that contest is being mentioned. But just, look at the two different behaviors. People who wants to defend falsehood and people who want to promote and present haqq. Look at the two different behaviors. And look at the battle between haqq and falsehood. And look at the behavior of the A'immatul Taghut, Fir'aun, who is the leading, na'uz billah, gods of them for the falsehood. Look at his attitude. Look at the attitude of his assembly. Look at the people who want to serve for the cause of falsehood. And then look at the people who are serving for haqq. When it comes to serve for haqq, Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam, they are being instructed to say, Ma as'alukum alayhi min ajr. whatever I do, I don't expect any reward from you. وَمَا أَنَا مِنَ الْمُتَكَلِّفِينَ. And I don't act and pretend. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. That is the behavior of the ambassadors of haqq. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from the behavior of the ambassadors of falsehood. They worry about the payment first, then the performance. Payment is the ultimate goal. What return we will have, that is an ultimate goal for the behavior of falsehood. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. That is what they said. I was going through about one muhaddith in the early centuries. Maulana Zahid, one of the hadith lecturer in Islamic Dawah Academy, Leicester, he sent me this post. One was the student of Hadith Sharif and one was the muhaddis. And he must have been a great muhaddis. So the student was gone somewhere. So he thought, let me buy some very valuable gift for this muhaddis. So when the lessons of Hadith Sharif will take place, he will have an extra attention towards me. So he came with those gifts. And as he was entering, beware from the people of Allah. You can't buy them. Oh Allah, give us sincerity and ikhlas. Whole world cannot buy them. As he was entering, that Shaykh said, Muhaddis said, that one of the two options you have. If I accept your gifts, then from then on, I will not give you single Hadith Sharif. And if you want Hadith Sharif from me, then keep your gifts with you. There was one king, I think, into the Misr, or in that vicinity, and he was very tyrant, very Muslim, very big oppressor. One of the scholar, he was teaching his class, and news came that king is coming. And he was very cruel. He used to chop the necks of the people. So the teacher had some trouble in his leg. So he had stretched leg and he was teaching. So as he was coming, all the students became worried that if he will not pay due respect to the king, then immediately his neck will be chopped off. But he remained as it is. He kept on teaching. He didn't even pay any attention. He didn't pay any attention. He kept on teaching. And that king became somehow impressed. So he sent bag full of dinar or dirham to him as a gift. He said, no, return it to him. And just tell him, Alladhi yamuddu rijlayhi la yamuddu yadayhi. Alladhi yamuddu rijlayhi la yamuddu yadayhi. The one who is stretching his legs towards you, he will not stretch his hands towards you. Keep your dinar with you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us imani istighna. One of our teacher, Hazrat Maulana Mufti Abdullah Sahab, I always mention him. He was the one who took me in this path of learning deen. The institute where we qualified from, it is being run by one of the multi-billionaire. He had received award of one of the great businessmen from the French government. He passed away, Haji Yusuf rahimahullah ta'ala. May Allah elevate him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted his wealth for such a noble cause. So he single-handedly, he runs the whole institute, whole university. So one day he was visiting, and this teacher of our, he was teaching. And he kept on teaching. He came to his class, he sat in his dars, he intentionally, he just behaved that, You can be a multi-billionaire. But when it comes to Hadith Sharif and Quran and Majid, then the attention I will give it to Quran and Hadith Sharif, I will not give it to anybody else just because of wealth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us this attitude. Attitude of haqq, behavior for the haqq. Ma as'alukum alayhi min ajr. I am not expecting any reward from you. In ajriya illa ala Allah. My reward lies unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we heard the attitude of the falsehood. May Allah protect us. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya awwal al-awwalin, ya akhir al-akhirin, ya rahim al-masakin, ya dhal quwwati al-matin, ya dhal manni fala yumannu alayk, ya dhal tawli, ya dhal jalali wal ikram. La ilaha illa ant, zuhra al-lalaji'in, wa jara al-mustajirin, wa ma'man al-khaifin, ya ma'man al-khaifin. إن كنت كتبتنا عندك في الكتاب أشقياء فامحو عنا اسم الشقاء وإن كنت كتبتنا عندك في الكتاب مقطرا علينا أرزاقنا فامحو تقطير رزقنا وحرمان رزقنا واكتبنا وأثبتنا عندك سعداء ووفقنا الخير فإنك تقول في كتابك يمحو الله ما يشاء ويثبت وعنده الكتاب. اللهم إنا نسألك فعل الخيرات وترك المنكرات وحب المساكين وأن تغفر لنا وترحمنا فإذا أردت بقوم فتنة فاقبضنا غير مفتونين غير خزايا ولا ندام ولا مفتونين. اللهم ارزقنا حبك وحب من يحبك وحب عمل يقربنا إلى حبك. اللهم ارزقنا حبك وحب حبيبك صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا واسعا وعملا متقبلا وشفاء من كل داء. اللهم أكفنا بحلالك عن حرامك واغننا بفضلك عمن سواك. اللهم لا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا غاية رغبتنا. اللهم إنك عفو رحيم كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى. اللهم حرر المسلمين المظلومين في غزة العزة، في غزة الإيمان، في غزة التوكل، في غزة الشهداء، في غزة العزيمة، في غزة القرآن، في غزة التفويض. اللهم كن لهم ولا تكن عليهم. اللهم ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا وحبيبنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمته.